Hi, you are on the channel Top 10 Facts. Subscribe, like, share with friends. Top 10 interesting facts about dreams. This evening I had an extremely uncommon rest. During that rest I had a clear dream, the vast majority of which I do not recollect anymore. As I was awakening, I was contemplating my fantasy and felt that it would be a good thought to compose a rundown about dreams for the site. Along these lines, here are the main 10 stunning realities about dreams. Individuals who become dazed after birth can see pictures in their fantasies. Individuals who are brought into the world visually impaired don't perceive any pictures. However, have dreams similarly distinctive, including their different faculties of sound, smell, contact and feeling. It is difficult for a seeing individual to envision. Yet the body's requirement for rest is solid to such an extent that it can deal with, for all intents and purposes, every physical circumstance to get it going. You forget 90% of your dreams inside 5 minutes of waking, half of your fantasy whenever overlooked. Inside 90% is gone. The acclaimed artist, Taylor Coleridge, woke one daytime having had an incredible dream, likely opium actuated. He put pen to paper and started to depict his vision in a fantasy, in what has gotten one of English's most popular sonnets. Kubla Khan. Path through 54 lines. Indeed, he was hindered by an individual from Porlock. Coleridge came back to his sonnet, however couldn't recall the remainder of his fantasy. The sonnet was rarely finished. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a masterful delight-touch pronouncement, where Alf the holy stream ran through natural hollows unfathomable to man down to a gloomy ocean. Inquisitively, Robert Louis Stevenson thought of the narrative of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde while he was dreaming. Wikipedia has more on that here. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein was additionally the brainchild of a fantasy. Everyone dreams. Each individual dreams, with the exception of in instances of extraordinary mental issue. However, people have various dreams and distinctive physical responses. Men will in general dream increasingly about other men, while ladies will in general dream similarly about people. Also, the two people experience explicitly related physical responses to their fantasies, whether or not the fantasy is sexual in nature. Guys experience erections and females experience expanded vaginal bloodstream. Dreams prevent psychosis. In an ongoing rest study, understudies who were stirred toward the start of each fantasy, yet at the same time permitted their 8 hours of rest, all accomplished trouble in fixation, peevishness, mental trips, and indications of psychosis after just 3 days. When at last permitted their REM rest, the understudies' cerebrums got the ball really rolling by extraordinarily expanding the level of rest spent in the REM stage. We only dream of what we know. Our fantasies are every now and again loaded with outsiders who play out specific parts. Did you realize that your psyche isn't imagining those appearances? They are genuine countenances of genuine individuals that you have seen during your life, however may not know or recall. The malevolent executioner in your most recent dream might be the person who siphoned petroleum into your dad's vehicle when you were only a little child. We have all observed a huge number of appearances through our lives, so we have an interminable inventory of characters for our cerebrum to use during our fantasies. Not everyone dreams in color. A full 12% of located individuals dream only clearly. The staying number dream in full shading. Individuals additionally will in general have regular topics in dreams, which are circumstances identifying with school, being pursued, running gradually, set up, sexual encounters, falling, showing up after the expected time, an individual now alive being dead, teeth dropping out, flying, bombing an assessment, or an auto crash. It is obscure whether the effect of a fantasy identifying with viciousness or passing is all the more genuinely charged for an individual who dreams in shading than one who dreams clearly. Dreams are not about what they are about. If you long for some specific subject, it is a rarity. Indeed, the fantasy is about that. Dreams talk in a profoundly emblematic language. The oblivious psyche attempts to contrast your fantasy with something different, which is comparable. It's like composing a sonnet and saying that a gathering of ants resembled machines that never stop. In any case, you could never come close something to itself. For instance, that delightful nightfall resembled a wonderful dusk. So whatever image your fantasy singles out, it is generally probably not going to be an image for itself. Slackers have increasingly distinctive dreams. Individuals who have smoked cigarettes for quite a while who stop have revealed considerably more striking dreams than they would regularly understanding. Moreover, as indicated by the Journal of Abnormal Psychology, among 293 smokers abstinent for somewhere in the range of 1 in a month, 33% revealed having at any rate one long for smoking. In many dreams, subjects found themselves smoking and felt solid negative feelings, for example, frenzy and blame. Dreams about smoking were the consequence of tobacco withdrawal, as 97% of subjects didn't have them while smoking, and their event was essentially identified with the term of forbearance. They were appraised as more clear than the typical dreams and were as normal as most significant tobacco withdrawal manifestations. Source: outer stimuli invade our dreams. This is called dream incorporation, and the experience the majority of us have had where a sound from the truth is heard in our fantasy and consolidated here and there. A comparable, however less outer, model would be the point at which you are genuinely parched and your brain fuses that feeling into your fantasy. My own understanding of this incorporates over and over drinking an enormous glass of water in the fantasy which fulfills me, just to discover the thirst returning soon after. This thirst, drink, thirst circle regularly repeats until I wake up and have a genuine beverage. The well-known work of art above, Dream Caused by the Flight of a Bee Around a Pomegranate a Second Before Awakening, by Salvador Dali, portrays this idea. You are incapacitated while you rest in all honesty, but your body is practically incapacitated during your rest, well on the way to keep your body from carrying on parts you had always wanted. As per the organs discharge a hormone that initiates rest, and neurons impart signs to the spinal line which cause the body to unwind and later become basically deadened. Additional fact: 1. At the point when you are wheezing, you are not dreaming. 2. Little children don't dream about themselves until around the age of 3. From a similar age, kids ordinarily have a lot greater number of bad dreams than grown-ups do until age 7 or 8. 3. In the event that you are stirred out of REM, rapid eye movement, rest, you are bound to recall your fantasy in a more striking manner than you would on the off chance that you woke from an entire night rest. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe.